more myself today. Got to go down the shop, but it's raining. Where's my lighter? A very peaceful weekend. Still not listened to the second half of my record, which I might have to do today. Been watching a few Essex Boys programmes. Obviously, it's the 30th anniversary yesterday of that murder, them murders. 30 years ago, eh? Doesn't time go quick? 1990, what was it, 5? I can still remember when it come on the news. I was actually sitting in this room with my dad 30 years ago. Which is quite crazy when I think about it. But yeah, 30 years ago, eh? Who killed the Essex Boys? The ones that got arrested for it. That's who killed the Essex Boys. And what their mistake was Worms and Steel at the time. No one had used telephone technology. They didn't know that they was going to put up all the telephone stuff, which can basically put them, that's what put them in Rettendon that night, the telephone evidence. That's why they're guilty. One of them, Steele, he claims to have never been in Rettendon before in his life. So, and the other one, Worms, he claims the only reason he was in Rettendon was to pick up a car, which was the link between Darren Nichols calling him. That's why he called him, allegedly. But then they said, well, they said to Steele, the pilot, Mickey Steele, whatever you want to call him, they said to him, well, we know you're lying when you say you've never been in Rettendon before in your life and you don't even know the place. And that's when they brought up the telephone evidence, which showed basically Steele and Worms coming from different angles, coming right to, obviously your mobile phone sends off a ping to the transmitter, which is all logged in a computer. Hello there, Kevin, how you doing? Ethan, how you doing? I think that's Ethan. Well, that's how I'd pronounce it. A bit early for the Merry Christmases, isn't it? But why not? Merry Christmas to everyone out there. We'll start early. But yeah, 30 years, eh? And to be honest, did them three people, Tucker, Tate and Rolfe, did they deserve to get blasted away like that? No, I don't think so. I don't think they were that bad that they deserved what happened to them. Do you know what I mean? And I do believe, really, all they wanted to do was talk to him in the back. Tate, I believe Tucker and Rolfe were just there and obviously had to be eliminated because they're witnesses. But I think the real person that they were after was in the back seat. I guess really no one will ever know the truth, the proper truth. Hello there, Rainbow Dash. How you doing? Yeah, I think no one will ever know the real truth because the only people that can really tell the truth are the ones that were killed, and they're not coming back. So But yeah, as I say, I can still remember sitting in this room. I kind of look like Chef Ramsay. Thank you. I do believe he's Scottish and I'm English. There's a big difference. I think he's Scottish anyway, that chef. Or he supports Rangers, doesn't he? So I presume he's Scottish. I think he's British. Yeah, but he's still going to be... Oh yeah, he could... I don't class myself as British, but then I class myself as English. But I know what you're saying. I've got to go down the shop at some point. So what we'll do, try and get a cup of coffee. So I've been assaulted by the police. I've been doing all sorts of things. Not that I've been in any trouble. All right, Glenn, how you doing, mate? I wasn't even arrested. Got grappled and fucking thrown around. I haven't made a complaint yet, but I don't think I can be bothered, to be honest with you. You can have as much evidence as you want against the police. Do you know what I mean? They can do what they want. You're not going to get anywhere complaining. I've complained before when I've had everything on my side. An Aussie? Who's an Aussie? You're an Aussie. Don't mind the Aussies. Got a few pals that are in Australia. Anyway, I'm going to attempt to try and get through to the kitchen to get a cup of hot water. I'm going to have a cup of coffee. Philadelphia, the US of A. Across the water then, across the pond, as they say. You're an Aussie? No, mate, I'm not an Aussie. They might sound like us, but that's about it. They're all criminals. Nah, only joking. Now, I'm English, and Irish and Spanish, but I'd say I was English. Anyway, nearly at the 1,000 mark. I think we're on 991. Who was that? K-pop, what, that music? I've seen that, yeah. I'm not into that, but I know what that is. Don't mind a bit of cricket. That's on at the minute, I think, the Ashes. Glenn's asking, what have I been up to? You don't want to know, mate. Nothing on you. Well, to be honest, I didn't do anything wrong. I'm sitting here with all marks over me. But I'll try and do a video about that at some point, but... K-pop, yeah, I've seen that on YouTube, that stuff. Goodbye and take care. Anyway, let's get to the kitchen. I'm still a bit... Been drinking Baileys last night. In fact, I've got 3 empty bottles of Baileys here. My old dad would probably be proud of me. Feeling a bit weird, though. Oh. Still got the second half of that Madness album to listen to. I ain't listened to the second half yet. But the first half was brilliant. 2 down, what, we lost the other one as well? I know the first one was a bit of a laugh, Glenn, but I thought that second one, I had something early hours of this morning, it sounded like we was doing all right, but... Be white, complete white. I think the last ones that went there and done any... Well, you're old enough to remember Ian Botham and that when they went there, and I can remember both of them just smashing it all over the gaff. No crack out, no nothing, just a fucking white woolly jumper. Boom, back in them days. I think that's the last good proper team I've seen when I was younger, I think. So is there in Australia, they normally have like the Boxing Day. Well, it's Christmas Eve. It's Christmas night to us. They have like the Boxing Day test. I don't know whether they're doing that this year, or whether we'll be even beat by then. Who knows? Anyway. God, it looks pretty cold out there. Oh, pretty rough anyway. So I'm a little bit wobbly. I never put all my proper medication. I've had to swap chemists, so now I'm at Hadlow chemist, but he's not open. Anyway, I've decided that I'm not going to be pressing a complaint against the policeman. That one of the policemen sort of jumped right up in my face, which was really assault, really. I wasn't doing anything wrong. I wasn't under arrest. So then I jumped up in his face a little bit, and I thought, and to be honest, it's the first time in my life, that's how I know that I've changed a lot. The first time in my life where I've been assaulted by a copper, and I've actually managed to not go crazy. I thought, I just did what he did to me back to him. And I thought, shit, I'm probably going to get arrested here. So I was calm anyway, to be honest with you. Sort of chilled out a bit more, but then about 40 minutes later, that copper came back to me and he said, look, I'm really sorry about that. That shouldn't have happened. So I'm going to did I kick him in the balls? No, not at the time. But yeah, he come back and said he shouldn't have done that, and I said, fair enough. I'll let that go. But yeah, it was a strange experience, considering I wasn't under arrest. But never mind. It's just not worth complaining, because you just don't get anywhere. I've complained about social service at various organisations where I've won, but nothing comes of it. Still got the Madness album, look. Here's the other side, kicking about. The Hit Parade. I've got to say, some classic tracks, but they're all jumbled up. What we noticed the other night is the track listing on the album is completely different to what's on the actual vinyl. I don't know whether that's Madness being strange, because they do some strange things when they make their albums. But yeah, I'm going to be buying Volume 2 next week. I'll just show you what tracks are on here. That's classics on here, but none of them are on the right records. Yeah, that's Volume 1. 79 to 86. That's quite expensive, that was. Yeah. I think they've released about 1 million other versions of it. You got your copy for Christmas? I tell you what, it's a good album, Glenn. I thought, well, the other one I got, the Full House one that came out a few years back, I thought that was right up there with Complete Madness. If we're talking about the best compilations, I thought that was better than Complete Madness, which is one album I haven't got, Complete Madness. Anyone's got a copy? I'll buy it. I might even buy that, because I've got all the albums from the start, and then just that Complete Madness one. It was unintentional. So it's a misprint then. Alright. I did say it could become kind of miserror, which is worth more money. But I've got a Selector 7-inch, which is a misprint. Yeah, I did wonder why they were all sort of jumbled up. I got tracks on there that ain't even listed on the cover, which I just thought, I think there's only one track on side 1 and 2 that's in the correct place. Yeah, that is a good album, The Complete Madness. I've not got it. Seen it a few times for ramped up prices, but I'll find a copy in the end. But, yeah. I quite like the compilation albums, but I think they've released it because I thought there was about 4 different versions coming out, which there kind of is. There's a black version, but I thought I always sort of get the coloured versions and that. So I've seen the double album, which is the red one that I got, which is clear red vinyl, which is volume 1. That cost me 44 quid. I was going to get both of them. I thought, fucking 88 quid. I thought, I'll come back next week for that one. So I'm going to go back next week, get the other one. But yeah, I think there's a black version out. There's a 1 LP version out, which has got like the best ones on it. I'll just put my sugar on. Yeah, well, I don't know what year did that come out? Complete Madness. Must have been 80 something. That would have all the early tracks. The only good thing about these new compilations is you get all the new stuff, but to be honest, I like the old tracks, man. Don't get me wrong, I like some of the new stuff, and I listen to it, but I like fucking, do you know what I mean? All the early ones, man. Embarrassment, fucking Shut Up, all that sort of stuff. I just love them early ones, man. That's proper madness to me. When I hear the Prince and things like that, that is proper madness. Whereas I hear a modern day album of madness, I might say that's madness, but it ain't proper madness. Do you know what I mean? And every now and again on these new albums, they'll do a track which is proper madness. That's to me anyway. But obviously, if you've grown up with the original nutty sound, do you know what I mean? Fucking the madness is me talking shit. You could be correct, my friend. Glenn saying he don't like the new stuff. No, it's a bit too, I don't know, it could be a bit more scarified, couldn't it? And to be honest, I think if they made a few tracks, right? Someone's calling me a nonce there. Okay. And where do you come from then, nonce? Tell you what I'm going to do with that fucking numpty is that. So I've got a spammer. Someone just chatting shit. Maybe you've got sexual problems yourself there. So I'm waiting for some more abuse to pop up. Is that all your fucking vocabulary can stretch to? You get back to school, son. Get back to school. I think I know who that is anyway. Someone I deleted off fucking Facebook. But, to be honest, it don't really bother me. In fact, I might even whack on the other side of that album. Well, yeah, I've got a whole record to listen to. That's all good, Glenn. I get the occasional, whatever we're calling them, pop in. Fucking don't really bother me though, mate, to be honest with you. Once you're growing up in Adelaide, it's all good, bruv. People on fucking here don't bother me. I've got better things to be bothered by. Right. I'll go down the shop, yeah? Do I get another bottle of Baileys for tonight, man? I've been drinking it since Friday. It's the only thing I drink. I drank 3 bottles so far since Friday. Still got my vape on the go. Still quite amazed I was vaping in the police car. one of the policemen goes, "Oh, do you like fruity flavours?" And it was like, it's like cannabis in here. But I told the doctor that I had to talk to, I told him what it was, and the nurses. So they can't really do anything. Well, they can. I can get nicked, but then once they put me in court and they say what I've got, I'm actually legally allowed to smoke it. Obviously, the government would prefer if I got it off of them, but I don't get it off of the government. Get on the vodka. Don't know about that. The old man would be alright on the vodka. Don't think I would. It's a trial. Thought I was what? Only a myth. Now I'm streaming. I'm the real deal. Slippery slope to get into. The devil's water. There. From JT, is that? 8971? It could be. Depends. I suppose it depends whether you can handle it. You know what I mean? But don't get me wrong, I used to drink like one of the lads, you know what I mean? But obviously now I realise that kind of drug don't do now for my ADHD. So now they're prescribing amphetamine, so all that naughty whiz I used to take down the pub and get bollocked for, and I've been in court for having speed, do you know what I mean? Now I'm getting it on prescription. How the world's changed. But this shit should be legal, really. And I think, give it another 20 years, man. I think, and I might not be here, do you know what I mean? But I think, 20 years, I could be still here. I think in 20 years, weed and that will be legal to the point you can walk down the road and buy it out of a shop. Chemist, probably. I've seen the weed laws completely changed, man. I can remember going to court at the old Tunbridge Magistrates, which used to be next to the old police station there. And I had a puff. I had about, I don't know, a bird's eye piece worth of puff. And this old girl looked at me like I was the fucking biggest drug gangster in fucking Kent. Now look at it. Cannabis warnings and that. And all sorts for the youngsters. I never got that. But then again, I suppose I grew up in a different world. I think so, Glenn. I've not been out for a few hours, mate, but I doubt it's changed. Boring, and especially Christmas. When you think back to the Christmas times of like yesteryear in Adlow, do you know what I mean? You could go down the pub now, it'd be full. Do you know what I mean? You know what it's like. You'd be in there yourself, bruv. Do you know what I mean? All the pubs would be full. Now they're all just dead, bruv. Dead as that. You're better off going in the shop and going up the graveyard, mate, with your beers. You're gonna see more life in the graveyard than you're gonna see in any of the pubs, which is really sad, really, when you think back. Used to be like the heart of the community. Now it's just not even really part of it. It's sad how the pub industry's died. I think that is quite sad. It's a bit of history as well, isn't it? Social history. Just gone. Now what we got? Kenny, yeah, exactly, mate. Kenny D. Hello, mate. Yeah, you're right there. All the pubs have gone, man. Okay, I can remember when this little village here that I'm in, last orders, you'd be fighting your way to the bar. Do you know what I mean? Open the door, big puff of smoke come out, just about to see where you were going. I think that started it when they banned all the thingy jigs. Have I got that fiver that I owe you? Kit Kats. I've got £5 here, which is quite rare, really, because normally I just use my bank card, but I think I drew some money out, but I don't owe you £5. Anyway, just get some milk. I've got some milk left. I see Liverpool yesterday though. 3-0, man. Was it Leeds? Disgusting result. And again, a lot of our results have been a bit strange. Where are Chelsea playing? I hope Chelsea don't win. My mate's Chelsea. My mate Lee ran the road. And I hope Chelsea fucking don't win. I hope Arsenal don't win as well. Use cash or we lose it. Crazy if you don't. Yeah, you're right. And I do draw a bit of cash out now and again. And also support all the local farming shops and that round my way. They're a little bit more expensive, but it don't really bother me. Plus I'm lazy. So. But yeah, you're right. All these government IDs and all this bollocks they're chatting about. Crazy. Never mind, eh? Same old government squandering all the money, spending everybody's pension money. I don't know. Send me the location and you'll come immediately. To do what? Why am I giving you my location? I'll give you my precise location. Give me a good reason. Played yesterday, Chelsea drew and Arsenal lost. That's what I mean, I've been that out of it, I hadn't even seen the scores. I just see that Liverpool's 3-up and I thought, fucking sweet. I had another look last night, I thought, what? Excuse me language, guys and girls. Yeah, I'm going to be at 1,000 subscribers, man, soon. I can remember when I was about 10 subscribers. So all that specials and madness, that's what makes them come. So where am I exactly? Oh, never you mind where I am. I'm in the Garden of England. It's as simple as that. Anyway. Oh. Yeah, it sounds like it was quite a mad one. Bad result though for us, really. Being 3-up. But I don't know. Not too sure what's going on with us at the minute. All I do know is that a club like that, like ours, won't carry on like that forever. There's only a certain amount of bad results someone can have. But who knows? One day Gerrard will be in charge, man. I'm quite looking forward to that. Could be sooner than we think, but yeah. Gone from winning everything to just losing a lot. I think what it is that first season, he's kept with Klopp's exact thing, kind of. Then he's tried to tweak it a bit, and the tweak ain't worked. Simple as that. Instead of going back, he ain't gone back. He's stuck with it, and it ain't working. But what's going to happen? Who knows? Glory hunter from Kent supporting Liverpool. I don't think I'm a glory hunter. I think we got enough glory that, to be honest with you. We got enough trophies in our cabinet, and I'm lucky enough to see them won quite a bit. I think Chelsea are the glory hunters. Chelsea, City, but who knows? Who do you support then, Kenny? Probably West Ham or I don't know where you're from. You could be from up north. You could be fucking Middlesbrough, Newcastle. Who knows? And yeah, I'm from Kent, but I come out of a Scouser. Makes a little bit of a difference. Not that I'm Everton. Some of my family are though. Some of my relatives. Fortunately, I'm not. I came out of the Wormer Red, I think. Can I open my eyes really wide? Yeah. But I'm just squinting at the minute. I can't find my reading glasses. I think I broke them. Anyway, what is the time? 4 o'clock nearly. So I'm just making a roll up. If I can find any little Rizzlers. I know something, this weather's definitely turned. Sounds quite windy out there. Wow, it's got shit all over the place in here. Let's stick the TV on again. What's on the TV nowadays? I've actually sorted the TV out down here. Oh, Tom, yeah, I see him now and again. He's alright. He lives around Twyford Road. As you say you was at Chilly's mum's house, or Ian Warren's old house, where his mum lives. If you was heading towards Tainter Road, and then you did a right into, is it Twyford Road? You got them flats and all that around there, near where the garages used to be. You know, the old garages that used to cut through. You could cut through out of Twyford Road, I think. Yeah, you've probably been through it a million times, same as me. Cut through Twyford Road, through them garages, and you'd come out by Bunny's mum. Next door but one, you'd come out there. That's where Tom lives, just in them flats. Yeah, I see him. He drives about in his little. What's he got? An Astra, I think. He drives around in his van now and again. When was the last time I seen him when Johnny died? I was talking to him for ages. But yeah, he's all right. I don't think he goes out anywhere in the pubs. It's like I say in the pubs, like we've only got two. Do you know what I mean? You can either be in the Crown, or you can be in the Rose Revive. There's nowhere else you can be. Oh, my granddad could come back now. He fucking wouldn't want to stay in Advo. They was right boozers, man. That's what held the community together years ago. Crazy. What, the bloke that you was talking to used to hang around with Tom? I'm not too sure whether I got that mixed up or not. That's where Rigsby is, I think. Whitmore, Paddlewood. I speak to Mick Carter quite a bit on Facebook. I suppose. Oh, well, I probably know them as well then. Trying to think. I don't know, I probably know who you're on about. I suppose the only times I really go out is to, obviously down the shop and that. I go and get me records, go to London, and I go round my mate Lee's, who lives round the paddock. I go round there to watch the boxing. At stupid times in the morning. And he watches Chelsea. But, yeah. It's not a lot to do in Adbo nowadays. It's sad, really, but you got the Crown that opens now. Well, ain't open all the time, but it does open. Wouldn't mind doing a party in there. In fact, I'm supposed to be doing a surprise party. But I've got to find out where I'm still doing it. That's this month. Yeah, Tom's still there. He just would have been easier to spot years ago if all the pubs was open. And again, everybody would have been easier to spot. It's just so dead around here now. It's quite unbelievable. When you look back at how it was, and how much money must have gone through the tills of the pubs. And now look here. You got the Crown or the Harrow. The Harrow, what am I on about? You wouldn't find the Harrow. That's now bungalows. Even the Harrow used to be alright to walk out. You could have a right pub crawl. Especially when I grew up, man. Well, when you grew up as well. The Blacksmiths, the Prince, they're just all gone. Very sad. They were the good times, man. When you look back, now, these Adlo youths don't know what they're missing. Many a time I used to go round Rigsby's house. We used to do half a bag of Let's Get Quicker powder. That's straight down the Prince with our fivers. Winner stays on. Playing pool, man. Over the days. You'd just be sitting at the bar, Glenn, in your normal spot. I can even tell where you'd sit in the pub. Like, obviously, certain people had spots, didn't they, where they used to be, kind of thing. It's crazy. I could go down that Crown now, and I could sit exactly where my old man used to sit, right in the corner. Fucking, I can still remember opening the door to the Crown. Fucking, there'd be Bun, fucking all of them in there. Fucking. I don't know how old I was then. I can remember opening the door with my dad in there. For me bottle of Coke, me bag of crisps, and me bar of chocolate. I don't suppose kids that sort of grow up like that anymore. Then again, I think everybody was in the pub. Crazy. To be honest, I'm quite glad I experienced that, because I can remember going in that Crown, and there was all them old boys in there. And my dad said, listen to these boys, like to me, and they was telling everyone about in the war and that, when they were fighting the Germans, and it was quite mad, really. My my dad died in 2013. That's 12 years ago. Yeah, because I'm 54 now. My dad was 78 at the time. Gone quick, that's for sure. And I'm still here, look, in here. Fucking how crazy is that? Got asked again by all the authorities, you sure you don't want to move, Phil? I don't think I do. I might do one day, you know what I mean? But who knows? I might just sit here. Fucking. Anything that annoys me is the bedroom tax. That's like paying another council tax every year. But who knows? All I know is that, and they've offered quite a bit of money as well. But to be honest with you, I'm quite happy here. 24 years. I never knew your dad, Glenn, but I spoke to my dad about your dad, though. I said, because I've asked before. I never knew your father, but my dad knew them all. But 24 years. It's a long time. When I think about my mother, that was when I was 10. That's mad when I think back then, but I think what happened to me when I was little and that helped me with my dad for sure, because like death had already touched me. But yeah, it's not good, is it? I still remember my dad telling me my mum had gone in here, telling me she'd gone to heaven. Like, I don't know what I did. I swam around, hit my dad, run off. Crazy. My dad reckons that's the hardest thing he's ever done. Had to tell the kids and that my mum had gone, which I can understand. I've had some real good like heart-to-hearts with my old man, do you know what I mean? Where with the other kids, he's never really opened up, but with me, he just completely opened up. But I'm quite, you know what I mean? The way I talk, I just talk to him about stuff, and he opened up to me. But yeah, fucking crazy. My Scouse mother, eh? Could have been worse. He could have got with a Manc. I could be sitting there a United supporter, maybe. No, never do that. But yeah, time does go quickly. Waits for no one, does it? Fucking. I was watching some Essex Boys thing last night on here. Fucking 30 years ago. I still remember sitting in here when it come on the news. Me and my old man sitting in here. Watching the old telly over there. Fucking. Because I said to my dad, I said, that's someone who's took all the drugs and all the money. As soon as that come across the telly. Because that come on the news quite quickly, that 3 sort of drug dealers have been found. I instantly said to my dad, someone wanted the lot. I took the lot. Crazy. Take the money and the drugs. What a bonus. But then again, they did their time into jail, do you know what I mean? So, who knows? I believe the ones that did it are the ones that got nicked, but I also believe there could have been a third party there. Plus all that Range Rover, you look at the crime pictures and that, it still looks a bit set up, but probably isn't, but how do we know? But I don't know. That means my brother Tim, he's 64. Yes, mate. My mum was born in Bootle and was quite a famous rock and roll singer. Made records and things. Which is probably why I'm into records the way I am. Yeah, I can remember going to the shop with my mum and your mum down the post office, the old post office. I remember going in there. They used to have all the toys and that in there. I think your mum was in there. They used to chat a lot, all the old girls. That's another thing you don't get anymore. Crazy. I can remember going in the old pub with my dad and my mum and all the mums and that was in there. Yeah, my dad only met my mum because my dad was in the submarines and he had a Scouse mate who had a cousin in the Vernon Scales. And my mum was playing a show at Portsmouth Town Hall. My dad's Scouse mate said, "Oi, Bill, do you want to come and watch my cousin?" And my dad went, and there you go. The rest is history. Yeah, my mum's from the north of Liverpool. Yeah, you're right. Everyone did know everybody. Everyone knew everybody's families, and everybody knew you're right. I can remember all the youths gathering out in the streets and that, all different ages, all up to mischief and that. Then again, saying we was up to mischief when you look at what they're getting up to today. Yeah, that's one thing that is missing, the community. Sort of. I can remember also going up, remember the old doctors that used to be up by the old scrapyard? You'll know where I'm on about. Some people probably won't who are watching this from Adlow. Scrapyard, what are you on about? But yeah. See, that scrapyard's got something to do with a crime that I know about, which I talk about sometimes. I talk about a murder sometimes. That scrapyard's got to do with it, but I can't say no more because I just can't. I will do though one day. One day I'll put a video out about it. Yeah, you'll probably remember the people a lot more than me. What was his name? I used to go around with his son. Anyway, the guy that used to own the scrapyard years and years ago. Pretty. Well, as I say, pretty dodgy dude. But I think most people that own scrapyards are pretty dodgy. But yeah. Yeah. Oh, you know about it, yeah. See, I never knew about that. My dad told me about that. Not many people do know about that. Obviously, you being older, where someone ended up. All I know is that, I'll say bits of it, because even if the police burst through the door, I wouldn't tell them anyway. Obviously, someone's got someone on drugs. I think what it was his daughter got with this geezer who's a lot older. Oh right, yeah, and he got her on drugs. So, well, from what I hear, he's still up there somewhere. I don't know where, but I ain't saying. But yeah, and in the area, obviously the scrapyard area has been developed on, but they never developed the water. You know, the water. There's a water that all runs through there, like a lake, isn't it? They never looked in there or done anything with that. Yeah, my dad told me about that. Because I knew the boy, there used to be the boy as well. What was his name? I forget what the boy's name was. But he was around my age. I can't think. That's going back some years, man. That's going back to real early Adlow. Um, No, can't think of the kid's name that I used to knock about with. Yeah, that bloke's up there, mate. Basically, that's what I got told. That's what my dad told me. He ain't got no. My dad didn't lie to me. He was quite honest. All the old Hadlow tales and that. That's what my dad said. And obviously around that time, the pub would have been where it was probably organised, man. But all I know is that he's up there. But yeah, they developed all the scrapyard, but they never touched the water. They never drained it. They never did anything with the water. So now up there, because I've cleaned their windows before, I always remember looking down thinking, wow, like what my old man told me. I suppose the older I'm getting, the more fascinating it's becoming. But yeah, that water area never got drained out, never got anything. No one did nothing to it. All they did was develop around it and develop where the scrapyard was. Because they got quite a few big houses in there. But yeah, I've heard he's in there, concrete boots on or whatever. But and I would presume that the geezer that did it, who was my dad's pal, because he used to drink in the pub. I would presume he's probably dead now. But he could still be alive, which is why I'm not saying anything, man. Well, obviously I've said quite a bit, but I haven't said the whole story. It'd make for a wicked story, though. The amount of things that have happened in this village. What's the old doctors? The old doctors still resembles the old doctors, Glenn. They done a bit of building on the side of it, but the front door that you would walk through, then you turn right, wouldn't you, into the waiting room. All that still looks the same as what it did. All of that there. Because where that scrapyard was, that's where the Broom pub was, my dad said. But a doodlebug blew it down during the Second World War, my dad said. My dad used to sit up Carpenter's Lane watching all the Germans and Spitfires. Basically, the war ended on my dad's 8th birthday. He used to sit up. He said it was like a game to him, though. Well, the old doctors. Yeah, it is a house, really. Yes, originally, yeah. I don't know. I believe that's where the doctors has always been in Adlow. Because in the 40s, when my dad grew up here, all there was Carpenter's Lane and Court Lane and Church Lane. You didn't have any other. There wasn't any other roads. But yeah. My dad said, what happened up the pub? The Broom. They used to have the pub sign. That's gone now. I had a look the other night. They used to have the pub sign, like in the garden. Yeah, Doodlebug blew that up, and obviously all the beer is in the cellar. So what the landlord did, shouted out, everyone's got free beer around the village. And my dad said all the old boys was getting on horses and all sorts. Obviously there wasn't many cards around then. Yeah, that area was called the Broom, wasn't it? Is that right? Because that's what the pub was originally called. There was one up Church Street as well. My dad said he's drunk in there, but obviously I've never drunk in there. Anything, I don't doubt you have as well, up Church Street. What else you got? You got that brown jug along that. I've never seen that, but my dad reckons he's been in there as well. Plus all the little pubs. You used to have all the little pubs around here, didn't you? Like the Artichoke and all pubs like that. They're all just normal houses. They've converted back to houses now. What's what house called? The Doctor's House. I don't know the name of that. Can I do a pull up on the curtain? Probably not, Adam. Unfortunately, I'll probably take it all down. and end up on a heap on the floor, so I won't be doing that. Anyway, what's 4:17? I've been on here nearly an hour. Or did you mean watch the house on Church? Yeah. Yeah. That was a real old one, that one on Church Street. Birmingham. Good place, Birmingham. That's where I went to the Rankin Roger Memorial concert that the Beat was doing in Birmingham. Home of the Beat, UB40. Dexy's Midnight Runners from Birmingham. No, I've never seen that one up there, Glenn. But my dad reckons that was quite a good one in the day. My dad said the Prince was quite packed always during the day. My dad said he used to get a bit of leave, come back. Maybe they all should be fighting in the Prince. Now man reckons just fighting each other in the end because they were that bored. Kingston Town. I like the early ones, 1 in 10 and all them early tracks. The Earth Dies Screaming. That's a wicked track. Got that over there, 12-inch. Yeah, very friendly people up there in Birmingham. I found it very hospitable. Anyway, everybody, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll be back in about half hour. I'm gonna go live when I go down the shop. Got to pay me bill in the shop. Forgot about that. I ain't been out for a few days. Just been sitting here gathering my thoughts on what's been going on. Anyway, I'll catch you all a bit later.